What's up, Ironman baseball family? In this video, I want to talk to you about the concept that the best pace wins and how your pace is the key to elite performance because we all want to perform at a high level. We all want to get better and frankly be as good as we can be and be one of the best performers out there. And what we're going to talk about, your pace, is the key. The best pace wins. So, what do we mean by pace? Well, pace, first of all, is all about controlling the controllables. There's four things in pace that are always within your control. The first one, P, is your preparation. The second one, A, is your attitude. The third one, C, is concentration. And the fourth one, E, is effort. So, what do each of these mean? Now, the first thing in pace is preparation. And preparation is really made up by your process. And your process is the secret sauce to being an elite performer. So what do we mean by that? The first thing is you need to know your process in order to have a process and be able to utilize that so that you're prepared to execute and perform at a high level. And knowing your process might mean you have to develop your process and create a process. And so what are some examples of what this might look like? Well, one example is before you're getting ready to hit in the on-deck circle, do you have a consistent routine, a process that gets your mind and your body ready? Maybe you have a specific warm-up routine. Like I had a specific way that I did arm swings and got my body loose and ready to swing every single time. It's the exact same no matter what. Maybe you have a process for how you're watching the pitcher and trying to pick up tendencies and release points. When you're in the batter's box during your at-bat, you should have a quick, memorable, but effective process between every pitch. Maybe you step out of the box, you get your sign, then for a split second, you focus on a focal point of your bat to focus your mind, and then you repeat a mantra to yourself that it helps you to know what you're trying to do at the plate. And an example of that would be your pitch, best swing. Or if you're talking to yourself, it'd be my pitch, best swing. And then you do that every single pitch, and then after your process, you step in, you turn your brain off, and you just see the ball and hit the ball. Or an example as a pitcher on the mound might be a simple 3-step process like get your sign, take a breath, and then execute your pitch. Or maybe it's take a breath, locate the catcher's glove, and then execute your pitch. And after you complete that process in between every pitch, again, you turn your brain off, and then you let your body do the work. So you have to develop a process to know your process, and your preparation starts with understanding your process and knowing what helps you get in the right mindset to perform at a high level. Now, the cool thing about process is that it eliminates drama. Now, what is drama? It's all the noise that can creep into your brain that's going to try to hijack your ability to perform. It's things like the weather, or it's things like the pitcher, it's things like a bad umpire, it's things like being 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts going into your third at bat. All the stuff that is just noise that you can't control and tries to hijack your performance, that's what we call drama. And if you stay focused on the process, then that's going to eliminate that drama because it's going to just block it all out. You don't have time to think about all the drama surrounding you if you're intensely focused on your process getting ready for every pitch. And if you want to understand why some people are able to perform and they seem super calm in really high pressure situations, well, it's a simple math equation, and that is that process minus the drama equals calm under pressure. Your process subtracts the drama out so you don't get distracted and you don't get taken down by that, and then you're able to stay calm and perform under the pressure because you're not focused on all the stuff you can't control, you're focused on your process. So if you want to succeed, then you need to be prepared, and preparation is really defined by your process. The next element of pace is attitude. And the simple fact, if we had to sum up attitude, is that negativity never helps. So what do we mean? What does attitude look like as we're working through this? The first thing is to remember that attitude is always a choice. Now, I'm not saying that this is always easy, because of course it's not. Circumstances are going to try to impact your attitude, and it can be easier, frankly, to be negative in a lot of circumstances. But the fact remains that your attitude is always a choice. And so it's important to take responsibility and ownership of that fact, because no matter what you feel, no matter what's going on around you, the objective fact remains that your attitude is a choice that you can make. Am I going to stay positive or am I going to go negative? The important thing, just to reiterate, is when it comes to your attitude, negativity never wins. It simply never wins. Now, it might get a short-term result. Something like fear might propel you in the short term, but anything negative, it's never going to win over the long term. So why do we want to do something or allow ourselves to fall victim to something that we know is literally never going to help us and is never going to help us win? And the last thing about attitude that we want to talk about is a simple question, and that's, do you want to stand out or do you want to blend in? Because your attitude is one of the best and easiest ways, easy in the sense that you have complete control over, it's one of the best and easiest ways for you to stand out from the crowd. So if you want to get noticed by a team, if you want to get noticed by scouts or college coaches, or you want to get noticed and get put in the lineup and increase your playing time, if you want to get noticed by teammates and parents and players and know that you are an Ironman that's sharpening the people around you because of who you are and how you're treating your teammates, well, your attitude is an awesome opportunity for that, because as human beings, none of us are perfect. So we're all going to have our moments where our attitude goes in a direction that we don't want it to go. But if you're one of the guys that is constantly bringing a positive attitude, one that's contagious and has good energy, that is going to help you stand out. That's going to help you impact others for the better, and it's going to help your results. So remember, attitude, when it comes to attitude, the simple fact is the negativity never helps, so we want to stay positive. The next element of pace is concentration. And this can be summed up with 3 words, and that is own your mind. So what do we mean by own your mind? Well, it kind of comes back to the fact that all of pace, all of this preparation, attitude, concentration, and effort, it's all things that you can control. And so your mind is something that it's important for you to take responsibility of, because you're going to have feelings, you're going to have emotions that jump into your mind, but you have the ability to own that. You have the ability to dictate what you give preference to, what you allow to take space in your mind and your thought life. And so this is something that the simple reminder of knowing that you need to own it and take responsibility of that can take you a long way to having an elite level concentration. If you want good results, then your focus is going to play a huge role in that. Guys that are able to perform at a high level and really maximize their potential are the ones who are able to focus consistently and effectively when other guys may not. We know that as a team, oftentimes the team that makes the fewest mistakes is the team that's going to win. So there's sometimes where you go out and you just blow somebody's doors off and you earn it, but there's other times where, it's a dead even game and the team that messes up first or most is the one that's going to end up losing the game. And so if you want positive results as a team, then your ability to focus collectively as a team is going to have a huge impact on what kind of results you get. And then as an individual player as well, your ability to stay focused. Are you going to stay focused for all 4 at-bats? Are you going to stay focused for every pitch? Because Murphy's Law, we know the way things work. The one time that you take a pitch off on defense, that's when the ball is going to find you. Or if you let the first 2 at-bats that didn't go well creep into your focus and your concentration for your 3rd at-bat, well, the chances of that 3rd at-bat going well are not high at all. So your focus, owning your mind, with having an elite level concentration, that's a huge factor, determining factor in your results. And the last thing when it comes to concentration and owning your mind that we want to talk about today is that you want to develop your mind muscle. Your mind is a muscle. It's something that you can work at, you can build skill, and you can get better at. And so if it's hard for you to focus every single pitch, if it's hard for you to keep your focus from at bat to at bat and not let the previous ones or nerves or anxiety or something or some other drama creep in, that's okay, because your concentration comes down to your mental strength, your mind muscle, and that's something that you can develop. But you have to be aware of it, and you have to choose to work on it and practice that in order for you to develop that. And the last thing we want to talk about when it comes to pace is your effort. And an easy way to think about effort is to simply play every pitch like it's your last. When it comes to your effort, there's no talent required. There's no talent required. It doesn't take any amount of skill or ability. You don't have to throw 92. You don't have to hit the ball 400 feet. You don't need any talent to bring maximum 100% effort. So if you think that your ability to perform and your skill set should equal your effort, well, that's not a healthy way to think about it. You want to remember that your effort is never determined by your amount of talent. So there's never an excuse to not give 100% effort. Another thing about your effort is your effort displays your character. Are you the kind of guy that shows up and goes hard every single time, plays every pitch hard, plays every pitch like it's your last? Or are you the one who mails it in, who takes time off, who doesn't give all of themselves to every single pitch and every single game, to really lay it all on the field and give your best? The type of effort that you give is really a measurement of the character that you have as a person and as a player. And finally, a question for you when you're thinking about your effort is simply, how good do you want to be? Do you want to be your best? Do you want to be one of the best in whatever skill set or just as an overall baseball player? Well, your effort is going to have a huge role in that, because the players who are the best over the long term are the ones who give the best effort. It's really, frankly, that simple. There's some people that, they kind of roll out of bed with an absurd amount of talent, and so they might get by on just talent alone in the short term, but it always catches up with them. And so, how good do you want to be? Do you want to be your best, or do you want to leave some on the table? Do you want to not maximize your potential? Because your effort is going to play a huge role in you maximize your potential and really playing to the best of your ability. So when it comes to pace, just a quick reminder, a quick review. Those are 4 things that you have complete control over at all times. And the title of this character theme is simply that the best pace wins. The players and the teams that display the best pace are the ones that are going to win the majority of the time. So if we want to win individually and collectively, then we need to remember the things we can control: our preparation, our attitude, our concentration, and our effort. And we need to remember that the best pace is what wins.